Currently down south with Ben, Bianca's brother, and doing a bit of camping this weekend, which should be pretty nice. But we thought while Ben's car is nice and shiny and clean, we might do a bit of a rig rundown because it's quite an impressive machine. So thanks for taking the time to run us through your car.
Yeah.
No worries at all. So yeah, the beast behind us, give us a bit of a high-level overview.
In brief, this is me 91 GQ Patrol. It's been in the family with us for nearly 25 years now, I think. And yeah, I pretty much learnt to drive in this car. So Dad had it before me, and yeah, it was sort of a hand-me-down when I got my licence, and was my daily driver, and now it's a bit of a weekender. We're up to 606,000 kilometres now.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so it's aged pretty well.
Absolutely, it's amazing for that, yeah.
But yeah, it's had a little bit of work done to it to keep it looking like that. So
we'll run through a few of the mods and bits and pieces that have happened to it over the years. Yeah, and we'll kind of do a bit of rig rundown, start from the front, work back, talk about what's under the bonnet and other mods that Ben's done to turn it into this camping machine. Alrighty, take a peek under the bonnet.
This is a TD42 6-cylinder inline diesel. This is the original engine in it, although it's had a little bit of work done. Probably mainly my own fault, a little mishap along the way of those 600,000 Ks, so it has been out a couple of times.
So you know it pretty well then?
Yeah, I know it pretty well. I can usually pull it out in a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours I can have it out if I need to. But touch wood, hasn't been out in a long time, and hopefully it stays that way. The engine's pretty standard. I have got a DTS turbo bolted on, which I got done in Bunbury not too long ago. I'm only running about 14-15 pound boost.
Find that turbo made a big difference to your power levels? Or?
Yeah, it was a massive difference, not just power, fuel economy as well.
Right.
You probably remember all them years ago before I had rooftop 10 on it and all stacked up, and you know, really used to struggle to do 110 down the road.
Yep.
And the temperature gauge sort of followed the speedo. So, you know, if you're doing 110, it was sitting at 110 degrees. It was just working so hard.
So you find the turbos helped with those things?
Oh, absolutely.
Just that less load on the engine?
Yeah, it made a big difference. And probably the other thing that made a big difference too was the exhaust system. We went to a 3-inch straight through.
So it's flying through nicely.
And changed the intake as well. These stock standard have a pre-filter assembly in there. And I pretty much got rid of that when we put the turbo on. So less
restriction, flying straight through?
Yeah, it was sort of proven when we put the turbo on, because when we first put the turbo on, all that was still here in the standard exhaust.
Yeah.
And the guys that did it actually, you know, I said, I want about 12 pound to start with, and they struggled to get it, and they ended up putting a boost T in and had it wound all the way up and said, oh, we can only get you 11.
Yeah.
And I said, oh yeah, okay, no worries. And then me being me doing things backward, I then went and got the exhaust and did the modification of the air intake. And all of a sudden it was boosting like crazy. I thought, oh, made a huge difference, and I took it back to him, and it turned out it was pulling like 24 pound of boost.
Far out.
Yeah, so we wound that back pretty quick.
Yep.
But yeah, it breathes easy with the pipe that's on it now, so just chugs along, and probably dropped 2 litres per 100 in fuel economy.
That's awesome. You'd always think like doing a turbo would kind of put your fuel economy and make it worse, but
yeah,
it's
no,
interesting to hear it improved it.
Yeah, so, and I can sit on 110.
Yeah.
Sort of mostly everywhere, which
and
is
your temperature's
nice.
Not 110 anymore.
No, that's it. There's a bit of work that's gone into that as well. So radiator stock standard, but I do have a JPC high flow water pump on it.
Oh, yep.
And an aftermarket, there's the Quick As fan kit. And since putting that on, I put that on probably 3-4 months ago now. But that's made a massive difference.
Nice.
You know, and when it does get warm, you can hear that fan kick in, and sort of doesn't go anywhere over 90 now.
Definitely worth keeping those temps down.
Yeah.
Dual batteries, that factory thing with these Patrols, or you've?
No, not factory. I put all that in. It's probably a bit messy, but you know,
the job
it
done.
works.
That's all that matters.
Gets the job done at the moment.
Is that just run through an isolator for charging?
Yeah, so just a voltage sensitive relay.
Yep.
I don't have anything special like no BCDC or anything here, but that's probably helped out a few times. And I just try and run all the auxiliary gear off the second
so your
battery.
fridge and all that runs off?
Yeah, fridge, light bar. Pretty much the only thing that runs off the main battery is obviously driving lights and the radio. That's
Yep.
it inside. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
nice.
else is auxiliary.
Never have to worry about flat batteries in the morning when you're out camping
Well, touch wood.
then? Yeah. So moving forward to the very front of the vehicle, notice you've got a bull bar, some spotties, your standard 4B mods. Run us through what these bits and pieces are.
Yeah, the bar's nothing special. I think this is, I don't even know if this maybe came from the back of the shed down home one day that the old man had. It's just an old steel bull bar. I don't think it's made specifically for a Patrol, but obviously fits nicely. But this thing's solid as a rock. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm pretty confident if I hit a ruler, and I have hit roos before, and it doesn't even flinch.
It's looking pretty
Yeah,
smick,
it
a fresh
is.
coat of paint or so on there.
Yeah, oh, look, it's had a quick paint over when we did the rebuild, but nothing flash at the moment. I thought about going to like an ARB bar or something like that.
Yep.
But I kind of like this one. It's unique. You don't see a lot
For
out
sure.
there. I want to modify this to put a winch on it eventually.
I was
But
going to say, would that be your attraction to the RB bars, more for that winch compatibility? But
yeah, but I've talked with a mate and we can do a bit of work around this and make it fit. So
Yep.
just want to try and keep it how it is.
yeah.
So yeah, bars, nothing special. The spotties, I've just recently changed these. You'll notice they're Kings.
The mighty Kings lasers.
Yeah, I went something cheap. So before that I had a set of Rally 4000s, which I had for years, and I put a HID conversion kit in those.
Yep.
And they were really good. And I just thought, oh, why not? I'll just try something new, and I'll just buy the cheapest thing I can find at the time. I think these were like $299. I think they're the Mark II lasers.
Yep. They've got really impressive long range, hey?
Yeah,
Like
so
this-
meant to be one lux at around, I think it's 1900 meters or something like
Crazy.
that. And they are bright. They are
Yep.
insanely bright.
How do you find the spread on the lasers?
Uh,
I guess
they're
you
not-
light bar on the roof, don't you?
yeah,
So-
they're reasonable.
Yeah.
Reasonable spread, but the spot is insane. It's probably too bright driving at night. You know,
Yeah,
when you get the
okay.
reflections off the signs.
Yep, of course.
But yeah, with the light bar on the roof, that's 42-inch curved light bar,
Yep.
and that just complements it nicely. It's got a good flood. So
Yeah, perfect.
nothing special.
How do you
UHF
find
variable.
the, you know how people like always say that the HID halogen light is more pleasing on the eyes? Considering you've just switched to LED, how do you find that difference for you, like driving long distance?
Yeah, so the LED, it is bright. I would almost say that the HID is a nicer light for sure.
Yep, that more
these-
like warmer colour.
Yeah, I think the ones I had were around 6 or 8K.
Yep.
These just are so bright. They're great when you're in the open road out in the country when there's no signs and no other cars, you know. You can see everything you need to see, but you know, if you're in a built-up area, it's too bright. I just turn them off. Sometimes
that's
just
it.
run the light bar by itself, sort of thing.
Sorry to interrupt you. You're talking about your aerial as well there?
Yeah, no, standard GME
Yep.
aerial for UHF.
So 6
and,
decibel or something around
Yeah,
that
6
level?
decibel, yep, and AM/FM. So
Oh, nice. Gotta have the nice radio tunes going.
yeah, not that you can really hear it in this car, but
It's got a nice 4.2 litre stereo.
yeah, pretty much.
So stepping around the side of the vehicle, notice you got yourself a snorkel here.
Yeah, nothing special, just a safari snorkel that I put on.
Yeah, lets you go through some nice deep water crossings.
Yeah, that's probably a learning that we had,
yeah?
which sort of explains the comment about the engine
You've
earlier.
got to learn these things somehow, I suppose.
Yeah, they don't run too well on water.
Yep, I've heard that, yeah.
Yep.
So moving down, got some nice four-wheel drive tyres on here, running the Maxxis.
Yeah, nothing special. These were just cheap at the time. They're 285 75 R16s, just the 33 inch.
Okay,
Yeah,
yep.
sitting on a 2-inch lift, just an old man Emu
Nice,
kit.
they ride pretty nice, eh?
Yeah, it rides pretty nice. And the suspension on this is probably nearly 10 years old now.
Right.
Yeah, so
Still down the test of time.
yeah, no, it's been really good. So yeah, nothing special with the tyres. Like these are done probably 50,000 Ks now.
That's pretty good. Still got plenty of life left on them too there, eh?
Yeah, I put these on when it was more my daily driver, so
Keep that road
keep
noise
the road
down.
nose down. But I
Yeah.
think this next time round I'll put something a bit more aggressive on.
Yep.
Yeah, compliment it.
Now it's the weekend fun car.
Yeah, that's it. It only really comes out on the weekends now. So
Yep. And custom flares?
these when we did the respray and the rebuild, I think I got these off Patrol Apart or something like that.
So they're genuine, but
Genuine but not genuine. They're probably the closest thing I could get to genuine, other than actually going to a wreckers and getting second hand.
it's good to have that extra coverage too, I suppose. If you do change to some muddies, you'll still
Yeah, that's right.
have them under the guard.
And to be honest, the old flares that come off it were just broken. Like,
Right.
yeah, they were in really poor condition, so I had to put something there.
Yep.
And I wanted something that was fairly factory. I didn't want to, you know, put a big, massive cut snake on it
Yeah.
or something like that. And
Yep.
you know,
that's
same
good.
with the mud flaps, all stock standard,
Yep.
the original parts. So
Tasteful.
yeah.
Nice. And you got manual hubs. Is that a factory thing on the Patrols? or is
Yeah,
it
that's all
swapped over?
factory.
Yep.
Yes, I've got to get out to put the hubs in.
What are these things? Yeah. Alrighty, we'll move back and talk about this roof situation up here. Quite a few mods to run through.
Yeah, it's a Duran rack. or Tracklander.
Mighty Tracklander ones,
yeah. And I got it when I had the rooftop tent, so it's a roof topper, so it's only got the bar sort of,
Yep.
you know, to a 1.5 foot back.
Yep.
But
That's
yeah, I've left
quite
that
handy,
on.
I suppose, having like a bit of tie down in terms of the rails in the front, but then still having that flat platform with the rear.
Yeah, I've not really felt the need to change it.
Yep.
I went and stuck a 42-inch light bar on that. That's from Earth Track, I think I got it from.
Yep.
They do a lot of mining stuff.
Nice curved one.
Yeah, and the XTM, which is a 270-degree awning. I did just have a standard awning on it to start with, and then obviously I had a King's one for a little while as well. But yeah, I went to an XTM 270. Still cheap, but probably a little bit more better quality than say your Kings. And,
sure, yeah.
Yeah, it sort of supports its own weight as you set it up. So.
Yep. I suppose with a wagon setup, you kind of need that rear shade, hey, like that's a lot more valuable.
Yeah, especially if you're sort of setting up and cooking around the vehicle and whatnot. Yeah.
Got some lights on the side I see here as well.
Yeah, these are just a 19-watt slimline.
Yeah.
Same again. I think the ones I got down the side, cheap Chinese copies off eBay, I think, and the rear ones are from Earth Track. You definitely notice the difference. I thought,
really?
I'll just get the same light from eBay, but there is definitely a difference.
Right.
But yeah, they're good. So I got light all around. They're all separately switched.
Yep. What do you mainly use your roof storage for?
Well, at the moment, I've just got table, firewood, and
firewood.
Max Tracks up there.
Getting us ready for the weekend down on the beach.
Yeah, nowadays it just gets used for whatever I want to keep out of the car. Like at the moment, I'm sleeping in the car, so you know, chuck as much as I can up there, depending on the weather and bits and pieces.
Awesome. Oh, this is something we definitely want to touch on. So Ben's modified the rear wing here. Run us through that.
Yeah, so these are a set of Emu Wings. This Patrol was quite unique, had the solid one-piece glass. You don't see a lot of the one-piece. I always wanted to go a set of these, but they're damn expensive.
Yep.
And you can go the glass or the aluminium. These are obviously the aluminium. These actually just come up on Marketplace secondhand, brand new secondhand, never been fitted. So got them for about half the price.
Oh, what a win. Did you fit them yourself or?
Pain in the butt to fit yourself. I will definitely say that. And it's sort of a 2-day process because you've got to let them set. They're pretty much glued into the window seals.
Okay, yep.
But yeah, for ease of access.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, love it.
That's awesome, yeah.
Makes it so much easier, makes this space more accessible. Like I haven't really done anything with the inside yet. So I just got the fridge on this side at the moment, sitting on a little makeshift stand
nice
for the right height. So yeah.
Oh, perfect. No, that's really cool. Okay, so moving around to the rear of the vehicle, got a few bits and pieces going on the back of your wheel here.
Yeah, just standard bin bag, spare tyre, high lift jack. Have only ever had to use that once. Nice. I'm really glad I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to change a tyre like in the sand and off-road and standard jack just doesn't cut it. So
yeah. Do you have a base for it to make it work better in the sand, or you?
Yeah, block of roof, wood off the roof or something. Yeah, nothing
got
special.
A lot of jack stands on the roof.
Yeah, max tracks if you have to. Yeah, but I try not to use it. They're not ideal.
Yeah.
Sort of a last resort.
That's it. So factory rear bar and toe assembly and all that down here?
Yeah, I mean, after we did the respray, which we'll probably talk about in a bit, I just left it all factory. So I think I tried to just about every wrecker I knew to get one of these alley steps. But anyone that owns a GQ Patrol, and if you have a look now when you drive, everyone's got like a dent in the bar. So I ended up getting a brand new one, and same with the rubber mounts. But yeah, everything's
nice.
Pretty much factory as is.
I like how you kept that nice factory look around the whole vehicle. It keeps looking nice and tidy.
Yeah, we talked about putting you know, a nice rear bar and swingaways and stuff on it, and I'm probably just not there yet. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I don't have a need to do it. I do want to do that because I want to get the weight off the rear barn door.
Sure.
You know, the spare tyre with a 33 and the jack and the bag now. There's a lot of weight on that door. So
I guess if you do go to some muddies down the track, you'll be adding some more weight again.
Yeah. So when we do that, we'll put a bit of bar work on.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's have a look inside at your current sleeping arrangement.
Yeah, look,
this suite.
This is nothing flash at all. So, you know, as you know, I've got a nice flash camper trailer at home, and we do a lot of touring and camping that way. But
yep. Gets you by for a weekend.
Yeah, this is probably the sole reason why I haven't done anything to the inside of the car yet, because I can just throw my swag in and sleep in it and go wherever I want. So
yeah, it's rock up at camp and you're already set up, ready to jump into bed at a moment's notice.
Yeah, it's not the most comfortable car to sort of cart the kids around in, so you know, we leave that to the Everest. So usually when I'm going away in this, it's just me.
Yep.
And this is just easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really easy to. You know, I did have a set of drawers. I still have a set of drawers for it, and I'll put a cage in it one day and do all that. But at the moment, you know, I was meant to do that like a year ago, but I just enjoy sleeping in the back of it.
When you find something's like comfortable, it kind of takes away that motivation to really kind of upgrade it.
Yep. So
Awesome. So you got a fridge on your little DIY fridge stand there?
Yeah, just a DIY, like bit of timber out of the shed, just to kick it up to the right height. I don't really carry much in it. Like, this is really basic stuff. Swag, the self-inflatable mattress makes it a bit comfier. I just carry a couple of spares, you know, oil, coolant. Touch wood, haven't had to use them, but one of those people that rather have it and not use it than
for sure
need it and not have it. Yeah, I've got some big plans for the back, but just not sure how it's going to work. So for the meantime, it's just easy like this.
Sure.
Yeah.
As of like electrics and whatnot, do you charge your phone in the back here in bits and pieces?
Nothing special at the moment. Yeah, I used to have some charge ports up here and lights around the top, but when we did the respray and the rebuild, I didn't put any of that back in, purely because I just want to do it once when I do it.
Yeah.
So
spend some time camping, kind of work out what you want to do.
Yeah, I sort of know what I want. It's more a matter of time to do it as well, you know.
For sure.
Like I said, you know, at the moment I can go park this in the shed at home now at the end of the weekend, go to work for the week, come back and just drive out of the shed and go wherever I want. I leave this in here, it's set up, ready to go.
Alrighty, so we're moving to the cab and we need to be nice and quiet for this beautiful sound effect. Oh, it's going to be quiet now.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet for a GQ door.
So run us through the interior, any customizations?
Again, everything in here is pretty much stock standard, so I haven't even changed the wheel. Everything is original as it was when it first came out. The only thing that has changed is I got rid of they used to have a cassette tape deck.
Oh, how can you get rid of such a vintage?
And an old radio. And the only reason I got rid of that is so I could fit the UHF in.
Right.
But yeah, since then I've got a few gauges just to monitor things in the engine, so just boost water temperature and EGT.
I notice there's an extra gauge down here by your left knee there, is that?
Yeah, that's just voltage gauge for dual batteries.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And I've got that separately switched because obviously the light, that's quite bright at night, so I've just got to switch to turn that on and off if I don't want to see it down there, but I've always got it down there so it's not in your eye line. And a few aftermarket switches for the lights around the roof. And
right, and you're saying everything's kind of switched independently, hey? So you can kind of toggle exactly what you want on?
Yeah, so yeah, pretty much left, right, back, and then obviously light bar on the front. Spotlights are on a separate switch, you know, just makes it easier.
Yeah, of course,
whatever driving you're doing. Put an overhead console in, which I haven't finished fitting out, but again, I just haven't decided whether I want to put switches up there, gauges, or a radio, or how I want to go about it. So
you could chuck your UHF back up there and put your cassette back in.
Well, there was talk about that. I love an old cassette tape.
Yeah. No, he's got a couple of collars hanging off your bar on the left-hand side there. Are they significant?
Yeah, just from previous dogs that used to ride along. So yeah, growing up we had brown dog and then Indy, such an original name, brown dog. But yeah, both of them lived out of the car. So for most of their life, like, they loved it. Everywhere I went, they were straight in, and been on many trips with us. So it seemed fitting, you know, when they went to keep their collars and
definitely
chuck them in the car. So
the memory can live on in
a bit of a memento.
Patrol. Yeah, that's a nice touch. Alrighty, so pretty much to finish up, I thought we'll touch on the paintwork because it looks pretty immaculate for a 91 model. Custom paint job or?
Oh, it's original paint, mate. Yeah.
Well maintained, always garaged.
No, always garaged.
One little old lady owner.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, obviously we've had this resprayed. I got it done probably 3 years ago. It was all faded. You know, the bonnet was all peeled. There's a heap of rust starting to come in. Getting a bit out of hand.
So you want to get on top of that as quick as possible.
Yeah, especially across the top of the windowsill. You know, and then on a nice rainy day you get wet feet because it used to come in. And then
fill your drink bottle up with some nice fresh rainwater.
Yeah, that's it. And then seal panels as well. They found a heap of rust pretty much from the back of the driver's door on both sides in the passenger door.
Classic part for rust to show off there.
Cost me an arm and a leg, but probably the biggest struggle I actually had with it was finding someone that wanted to do it.
Oh, really?
And could do it.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of places nowadays are just interested in doing, you know, small insurance jobs and smash repairs and that sort of stuff.
They can hike the price up for the insurance companies.
Yeah, you know, and this was a big job.
Was it a closed door respray or full open door?
Full open door respray. So all inside of the doors. I had some rust cut out of the footwells as well. That was just starting. So they did all that. And yeah, pretty much everything off, all glass, all accessories out.
Wow, yeah, so nice thorough job.
Yeah, I stripped most of everything myself and then trailered it in just to try and keep that cost down. But
yeah, so you happy with who you found? They did a good job?
Panelworks in Bunbury. Give them a little...
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Credit to those guys, like... I sort of knew when I walked into the shop to meet the guy that did it, Joe, I think his name is, and a heap of old cars. They do a lot of work, and you could see they're passionate about their job, you know. So through the whole process, they took photos, you know, all the rust they cut out, everything. They kept us in the loop. It took 6 to 8 weeks to do. So
yeah, so nice. Done right.
Yeah, it's worth knowing it's done right. And
it's tough to find a place nowadays that actually does good work.
Yeah, that's right. I don't trust a lot of work on this car to anyone by myself. Try and do everything, but yeah, I didn't want to do a respray myself.
Were you tempted to give it a go?
Yeah, no.
It's a lot of equipment to get, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it.
I remember when you first had it done, because Bianca's got a paint depth gauge,
yeah,
and she measured the depth on it compared to factory standard cars.
Yeah,
so mine's, what's mine, Bianca? 150 odd micron? Just to give a bit of a comparison, whereas this is what?
Well, 1,200 or something. So the gauge topped out.
Yeah, so
you
like,
couldn't read the paint thickness.
Yeah, like close to like 5 to 10 times the paint thickness on a car like this. So that paint's gonna last you for a long time, longer than the paint on my car's gonna last me probably. Is there any plans you got for the future and things you want to?
Probably from here on out, a little bit more bar work. Like, it makes me nervous having the seal panels all naked like that.
I know what you mean. I'm in the same boat with mine.
I used to have these great, massive steel side steps on them. I don't want to put that back on it. We'll put maybe some nice scrub bars into just a simple side step.
Yeah, nice.
Probably same time I do the rear bar work if I do that.
Yep.
And then it's probably just internal fit outs, whatever I decide on at the back.
Yeah.
Not a roll cage, but a cargo barrier, and then fit that out for however we want, drawers and things. But nothing in a rush.
And some muddy tyres and you'll be set.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Don't need to change much.
All right, this rain is kicking in now, so we're going to wrap up that rig rundown, but thanks so much for taking the time to show us your mighty beast.
Yep.
Your impressive Patrol. It's served you well over the years, and I'm sure with that nice fresh paint job, it's going to serve you well for many years to come.
Touch wood.
So we're going to head down the beach now, find camp, somewhere to stay for tonight, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that video has given you a couple of ideas to employ for your vehicles as well, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. So this is a 4.2. It's like what?
Yeah, they get the job done. Still better than a 79 series.
Oh, shots fired there. Yeah. Bianca's not filming anymore.